Hello everyone, thank you very much for tuning into my first video. For those of you who watched the Bahrain GP or the news recently, you probably have seen the scary Romain Grosjean incident. This video is to cover whether F1 should have been more respectful with replaying the commentary footage of the crash. I wanted to make this video because I had quite a few opinions on the matter and I thought it's a really complex and interesting debate. I will be discussing some of the opinions of current F1 drivers and my own throughout the video. As I commentate, please enjoy the Creative Commons footage of Romain Grosjean testing the Haas F1 car in Barcelona. Before I begin, I just want to wish Grosjean the absolute best with his recovery. We're all thinking of you. So I guess this all begins by describing the incident itself. On the first lap of the race, Grosjean sought to gain Haas some places after a poor, yet realistic qualifying for the team. Between turns 3 and 4, Grosjean opportunistically tried to pass Daniil Kvyat, but came too close and they collided. This caused Grosjean to veer off the trackside and he crashed into the barrier at a massive 137 miles per hour. The impact was huge, measuring 53 G, and it even resulted in the car splitting in half. If this collision wasn't bad enough, the car was then engulfed by explosive and powerful flames, which even traps the driver in for excess of 30 seconds. If it wasn't for the advancements of F1 machinery or the advanced technology that the drivers wear nowadays, it's extremely likely that he would have died, so it's a really amazing situation that he got out alive. I was watching the actual Sky F1 footage which showed the complete scene with the wide-angled lens as the cars approached 10-4. Following the incident, to some relief, the camera didn't go back onto the crash, but this just led us to nervously wait for the news and the outcome. Thankfully, we eventually heard Grosjean was okay, and following this good news, Sky F1 proceeded to continuously show the footage of the crash and Grosjean's near-death experience. This left me with mixed feelings. Was it unfair to show the footage, or a realistic insight into the dangers of F1? The drivers after the race had contrasting opinions on the use of the footage. Seb Vettel quoted after the race that the coverage is part of the show, implying he understands and accepts its use. On the other hand, Daniel Ricciardo was a lot less happy with the dealings, and he wanted to make that clear from his interviews. He refused to comment on his performance in interviews and simply addressed his thoughts of the replays. Ricciardo said, "I'm disgusted and disappointed with F1 for showing or choosing to show the footage as they did. They broadcast replays after replays after replays of the fire and his car split in half, and then, like that's not enough, they go to his onboard." He added, "Why do we need to see this? We're competing again in an hour. His family have to keep watching that. All of our families have to keep watching that. It's really unfair. It's not entertainment." Now these words really resonated with me after the race. With Ricciardo putting this issue into the spotlight, after the race an F1 spokesperson said they followed well-established protocols, and one person said, "No footage is shown until there is confirmation the driver is okay. On this occasion, at this point, F1 showed Romain with the ambulance, helmet off and walking with aid. No replays of the incident was shown until there was approval and confirmation from race control / the FIA that all persons are safe. Driver, marshals, doctors. Only then replays are started." Further, Ted Kravitz from Sky F1 said in a notebook that it's simply what Sky F1 has always done following a big crash. However, times certainly change, and we live in a modern society which is more sensitive and thankfully less accustomed to fatalities in F1. After all, the last time an F1 caught fire in a crash was at Imola in 1989. Despite Grosjean escaping the fire, the terrifying footage being replayed from countless angles could potentially have traumatizing impacts for some. Such a scene reminds me how fragile our existence is, and from just looking at related Twitter posts, it's clear how many others feel the same and have been left shaken. Further, Daniel Ricciardo's quote pointed out how mentally tough the racing can be on the families involved. I can't even imagine the pain and worry Grosjean's wife, kids and wider family felt at the time. Perhaps F1 should review their policy of showing such footage if a similar crash were to reoccur. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this first video, and please do subscribe for more content. I know this video has been rich with mistakes, but I've been trying my best to follow a script I've prepared in advance. If you have any suggestions of how to further improve, please use them in the comments. I plan to post similar videos and commentary on F1 in the future, in addition to my interest of dentistry and perhaps even my interest for gaming. Anyway, please have any suggestions in the comment. Thank you very much.